sitting here with the founder of Avatars, Lucy Mr. Mkwanas, and I wanna ask you this question. I'm asking this question, Z, because of so many young people that follow me, and most of them, they just wanna find themselves around what is happening right now in the country, and what is happening in the world. I think my question is it's zooming on marketing. You've just been graduated. You just do not know now what to do. You've been sending your CVs in different companies looking for a job or internship. But what can you do that could maybe help you if you are likely not to be employed with that qualification?
Yeah. Look, I think my view is you gotta stand out first and foremost, right? And I'll talk about my own business first before I get into the individual. You know, when I go for a pitch as an advertising and marketing agency, it means that I gotta do something in that room that really makes me stand out. You know, I mean, I remember a pitch I did now for a mining company. You know, I had to be in an overall, like I had to wear like a mining overall, a makarapa, etc., etc. You know, because the idea of me getting into that room wasn't just a guy in a suit speaking, right? But it was a guy that you'll remember, you know. Like, you gotta be in people's minds, you know. And it's almost like, you know, what can you do to get into people's minds? I remember there was one lady who you know, who wanted to have a sit down, right? And what she did, she drew in pencil a picture, right, of me. She drew my business partner Veli, and she sent it, right? I had a look at this thing. I was like, okay, I want to meet this person. You know what I mean? And then I could hear what she was about and the opportunity, etc., etc. It's because she did something where she stood out. Because immediately I can see this is a creative brain. She's thinking outside of the box, you know, that type of thing. You know, so if you are just sending a CV, you're doing exactly the same thing as 2,000 other people are doing, and there's 2,000 emails coming. You know what I mean? So the key is do something that will make you stand out, you know, and or even in your thinking or what you say. I mean, you can imagine someone such as yourself. Everyone wants you to produce them, and they want. Everyone wants to collaborate, etc., etc. But you know, to really get your attention, right? To really get your attention, there's got to be one thing that someone does where you kind of go, okay, let's hear it. Let's hear it. You know, and it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. So you're a young person right now, Soweto, Kwamashu, or Walanga. You have very limited access to the internet. Even data is very expensive. How do I even start to think of standing out, competing with almost everybody who may have this particular access? You know, I also have a language barrier, you know, where I'm not really very articulative when it comes to business language, which is English. But I have this qualification. What could be then your advice to a person like that?
You know, Zex, if I may bring it to you, right? Creativity speaks all languages. You could be performing for an audience in the Netherlands or South Africa or wherever, Germany, whatever. You know, creativity speaks all languages. It transcends. You know, you know, and because when I say that stand out, you know, it's what I'm saying is be creative in your approach. You know,
whatever approach, but
be creative. You know what I mean? And all the things that we think are our weaknesses, you will find that they are our strength if they are used creatively. So I'll give you an example, right? And I'll bring it into the world of business. a lot of businesses think that because my business is small, right, I can't compete with a business the size of an Avatar, right?
Yes.
But actually, you can compete with the business the size of Avatar, because business the size of Avatar needs a lot of systems, a lot of processes, to do what it does.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you're a small business, as an example, the fact that you're small means that you
You're
can
quick.
be in the room in every meeting. Yeah,
Yes.
you are quick in your decision making, in your delivery, etc., 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 etc.
Yes.
Because it's just you and a couple of people.
Yes.
And being small doesn't necessarily have to be a disadvantage. And this is the same thing, is that when you come from a different background, remember, South Africa doesn't end in Sandton and Rosebank.
Yes.
There's Kwamashu, there's Soweto, etc. There's Langa, where consumers who buy phones, who buy cars, who buy soap reside, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to speak to them effectively, right? So a person who has got no idea of what those places look like, right, will not be able to speak effectively to those consumers. So, and the person, let's say they've got like a language barrier, right? Like they're reflecting the consumer. That's the thing.
Yes.
You get what I
you
mean?
can actually, yeah.
Exactly. Use it
You understand
as a
them.
strength.
You understand them better.
So, and that's the power of creativity, right there.
Last one, you see. Sorry.
Hey, when I say
Last
all
one.
these questions,
Last
man.
one. Last
Yeah.
one. Because this
You
one,
said
I want to-
one.
Yeah, one. But it's a pregnant one.
Okay.
Still is sensitive. Now, like I said, because it's still around this, and I know there are some people who would hear you, who they can hear and they can understand, but they still do not know what they can do. So that's why I wanna zoom into one thing and put a scenario. Take you back maybe to 2007 or 2000. When do you graduate from varsity?
2004, I think.
2004.
Yeah.
So this 2004, you have this qualification right now. You have this qualification. So you have marketing and you have a digital marketing. Right now, you are 24, 25. These are the qualifications you have. You've sent all these CVs to different people. What can you do if you have this qualification now, and what you know, what the world is currently? What can you do now with those things?
Yeah. So if I'm understanding you, so on a practical level, I've got the paper.
You've got,
but I don't have a job.
Yes. So you've got a digital marketing. So you studied digital marketing. You have a marketing degree. So digital marketing and a BTech. So you have a IMM. So you have a degree in marketing, and you have maybe a master's in digital marketing. So you have this. So digitally, you learn both digitally and also traditional marketing.
Yes.
Have this qualification. What can, as you see, what you know, you can use everything that you know. What would you do tomorrow?
Okay. I'll start with what I did when I was in that exact same position.
Yes.
Right, on a practical level. Right. So what I did, right, and in my time, advertising agencies they didn't have the capability to build websites, and I did, right? And what I then did is I targeted certain advertising agencies where I looked at the advertising work that they were doing, and then I took what they were doing and transposed it into websites, and I said, look, we can help you from what you've just created. We can push it to this level proactively, and I sent those things, and that's how I got the callbacks where they said, okay, let's talk, right? So it goes again, back to that first answer, creatively speaking. So let's say you've got a degree in marketing or digital marketing, right? This thing is, that US president that says, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, And so it's that type of thinking that with what I have, right, it's not about me getting money, it's about what I have, how can it fundamentally change the reality of that business. And that's the language people understand and they want to hear. What value can you create in our ecosystem? So it's about, okay, fine, you've got the qualifications, right? Sometimes it's not about the agency, it's about approaching the brands directly. If you can see that, you know, in your view, you know, this piece of digital advertising is not being done correctly, or you know, you believe that the brand should be speaking like this on social media, be brave enough to tell them, you know, like, this is what you should be doing, this is what works, this is what your consumers are liking. You know, when you start doing that, you know, then you start getting noticed.
I hear you. Like, it actually speaks to exactly what you were saying. Your disadvantages, they can be your strengths, because then you can say, you are losing me here
That's right.
because of A, B, C, D, and
That's right.
This ad,
Yeah.
but this is not right. We don't speak like this, or we don't eat this now.
That's it.
Ending. This is
That's
not what
it.
is happening in the
That's
township
right.
now.
And if the brand is clever, they will introspect. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
And kind of go, okay, maybe there's a point
I
here.
know. That's all. I can be a great